Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric Influences for Monday, August 3rd, 2020. Um, I wanted to just mention something. I've mentioned this before. I had some wasps do a nest in my side mirror, on the driver's side, of course, on my car, and I've been getting stung, right? And not just one sting, multiple stings in the leg, multiple stings on my arm. And I think it happened like either 3 or 4 times. I don't know, within like just weeks of one another. Finally figured out where they were living, and so we sprayed that. But he had to do it. My husband had to do it like several times because I think the pheromones were still there, and they were still attracting the other ones. And so now it seems to have settled down, and so maybe we've got them. But I was out in the greenhouse, one of the greenhouses yesterday, getting some potting soil because I needed some potting soil. I'm transplanting some peppermint, and I've had to get some scissors to cut the zip tie on the bag, and I got hit again in the leg out there. And so there was some plantain on the ground. I grabbed it, I mushed it a bit, and I rubbed it all over it really hard, and just trying to get the medicine from the leaf basically onto that sting. And then as soon as I was done putting stuff, I thought that would buy me some time before I had to go get some comfrey leaves to put on it. And so I filled the pots, and I stopped, and then I walked out. I walked over to the raspberries because it's on the way back to the house, and there was some really big comfrey leaf growing there, and I grabbed some of it, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 leaves with the bigger stems on them. And what you do is you split it, you scrape out the goo that's in there. It's got mucilaginous gel in there. Even the threads from it, it's fine. Just take the whole thing, scrape it real good, and so all you have is just basically the skin of the leaf of that stem left. Scrape it all off, slap it on the sting as a poultice, and I had to sit there though for a while. I had to go back and sit. And so I couldn't go in the house yet because I didn't feel very well at that point. And so I sat down, I did that, and when it was dry enough and it's sticking to my leg pretty good, I thought, well, I can make it to the house. So I did, and only I couldn't do any more transplanting. I had to go in, and because I tried, I had to go in, and I took the poultice off. I put a fresh one on, and then sat there for about 2 hours while it pulled all the poison out and did what it had to do. And then I took it off, and I mean, it's itchy right now, but there's still no swelling. So I'm going to have to put some more comfrey liniment on it after this, but just to keep that healing. And if I need more of a poultice today, I'll do it if it starts to swell. But I kid you not, there was nothing. No pain, no itchy, no nothing, no swelling. There was a slight discoloration where it was, but that's it. And so if we're beekeepers, and so I get stung from time to time. And I just I just go get a comfrey leaf, and I scrape out the gel, put it on there, let it sit there for a while, maybe wrap it if I'm going to be moving around. And it does what it needs to do. It heals tissue, it draws out poisons. It's just outstanding. Plantain does the same thing, but when I get stung, I'd rather, I can mix the two. I've done that. I've chopped up the plantain leaf really well, almost to its mushy, and then mixed it in with the comfrey and put it on. Works great. I don't know. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. If you happen to get bee stings and or wasp stings, they're no fun, but they happen. And this is just an easy home remedy that's herbal, and it works. So, unless of course you're allergic, and then you better be getting your EpiPen out or whatever you use. I don't know. I don't have to deal with that, so I don't know what the process is there, but it doesn't mean that you can't put a poultice on it to draw stuff out too to help you. So anyway, we're looking at a 3 energy for today, in this 8 month of us, the spiritual warrior within, in this 22-year of cosmic, profound soul level change. But today we'll use that catalytic energy to bring everything into perspective, particularly if deception is strong in your life. And all you have to do is listen to the federal government, and there's massive deception there. So it's hard, it's hard to wade through all of that. You know what you know, but then the guy in the Oval Office is telling you something the opposite. It's like, oh no, go do the opposite of what you should do to be well, right? To be careful, to be safe. Go do this instead. Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's not working for anybody. But maintain a balanced perspective today and allow transformation to take hold. And the transformation really has to do with perceptions. That's that 22 energy. That's really what we're doing. We're coming into alignment both within and without. Okay, bringing everything into alignment, transmuting ego into spirit, and then coming back together in harmony with others on a shared path. That's really the function of that 22. So just know that. And how we're going to do that today is we're going to employ Hagalas, the 9th rune of the Elder Futhark. It's the witch rune. It means it represents the goddess Hela, destruction within established boundaries. Think witchcraft. Hail. It's the Norn rune of the past. Celestial ice egg, protection, luck. It's useful in trance work. It's also a rune of elemental water. So water is about our emotions and empathy and compassion and change and momentum and flow. But how do we do that? Right now, especially in terms of this 22 year, we're talking about massive change. Did you ever, I guess we have Colorado that, what did I read? I guess it's called qualified immunity. I love the terms for things that you keep stuff hidden that everybody needs to know about. Well, it's called qualified immunity, apparently, in the police departments, and Colorado's getting rid of theirs. So you got a bunch of police that are saying, or contemplating resigning over it. Well, here's the thing. If you're not doing anything wrong, then why do you need qualified immunity? The fact that it's qualified, it's just like, okay, funny business, right? That's all that is, right? So now Colorado, the state of Colorado, has done away with it. One by one, you're going to find states doing this. It won't just be localities. It'll be the whole state that just says, no, we aren't going to let our police act this way anymore. I think that we can all agree that what we're seeing on video is shocking and horrible, and we can't allow it anymore. And if we were complacent, it was likely because we didn't know. We all, the United States is huge. A lot of us, we have 5 acres. We don't leave it. And we don't see that kind of stuff around here. I don't know why. Maybe it happens. Maybe we just don't see it, though. I guess if you're in maybe bigger areas, where big cities, maybe you might. I don't know. But when you live out away and you only go into town for supplies, maybe you don't. You see what I mean? You're not part of this big population, so you don't get to see stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe other places do, and maybe we just haven't seen it here. All I know is what I've seen on video makes me physically ill. And it just makes me want to stand up and scream no more, right? So it's not that you want to throw away the police. We have to have police officers. We have to have law enforcement. But maybe we use the energy of Hagalas to change what that looks like while still retaining the idea of law enforcement. Just change what it looks like. That's really what we're talking about here. And so what I've said for this today, then the first of 3 Narn runes, Hagalas, because you have Hagalas, then Nothis, and then Isa, are the 3 together in that order. Hagalas brings order to chaos by reestablishing the framework necessary for change. So maybe what Colorado then is saying, well, within that framework, we're not going to allow this kind of behavior anymore. We still want you to be police. We need police, but we don't want you harming anybody. And if you do, then we can't sweep it under the rug. Okay? It's going to be what it's going to be. You have an awesome authority. You can't misuse it. Right? That's all we're saying here. Allow that which no longer serves to end while embracing that which heals and protects. That's what we need right now. The moon position today is in Aquarius. You may experience discomfort around others you perceive as overly emotional. That's the typical Aquarian. It's like, oh God. If compassion is lacking, spend your time on intellectual pursuits and take a more independent focus so that disagreements, particularly involving perceived authority figures, they don't like that either, do not result. And that's the moon opposing the sun today, in opposition with the sun. That's what an aspect there that's affecting that. Use caution, however, so that your independent nature doesn't affect close partnerships. Now that sort of applies to two other aspects: the moon sesca square Venus and the moon square Uranus. Now Uranus is the planet of unexpected stuff. You know, it's like, oh boy. And so you just don't know. There could be issues with a partnership today. Don't let the Aquarian influence, either natally or of the moon, affect your relationships with others today. Just sort of, you know, bide your time. Anyway, the channels of awareness and openness continue to be active today in the human design section of the reading. Higher self is impacting our relationships today, basically, but keep your own counsel until the time is right, even though it may feel like you're sacrificing your own position in the process. That's just temporary. Remember, Hagalaz, change within a fixed framework. Know that any limitation experienced is necessary to preserve what's been gained thus far. So don't let your ego get out of control there. And assert yourself when maybe you just need to stay back and just keep your own counsel for a bit. Practical measures that add value to the group experience are preferable to a level of harmony that might create a sense of stasis. And we'll talk about that just briefly here. So move around challenges or relationships that no longer serve the group dynamic in preservation of a new shared truth. So sometimes if people involved in the group are going to constantly be pulling away at whatever, you know, consensus you have, maybe they don't belong in the group. Maybe they need to go find their own group, right? Right now, it's about a shared path forward. So we kind of need to be on the same page. It doesn't mean that we can't argue about how to get there, but at some point, the argument has to end and we need to move forward, okay? Sometimes, though, too much harmony, there isn't a disparate sense of input, right? The voices are they're just all harmonized, and so there's no ability to really see any obstacles along the way and find creative solutions, right? So there has to still be that energy to do that. So you're going to have to strike a balance in whatever group situation you're in today that still preserves all of that. So I don't know. It's hard to find our way right now. We're in uncharted waters. We're trying to navigate a virus and a pandemic when not everybody is on the same page with it. We're also trying to make massive change socially, justice-wise. We have a president in the White House that is doing things he shouldn't be doing, was impeached, and because we have cowards in the Senate who wouldn't deal with it. Well, there you go. You know, what he did and continues to do, it's just who he is. He isn't going to get better. He's not going to ever get better. He's only going to continue to do more. So it's frustrating because you can't do anything. The people who should have refused to live up to their oath, basically. So all we can do at this point, unless something happens that's external, we just have to vote in November for something else. It's the only choice we have now. So anyhow, I guess that's it. I'm going to go ahead and do the tarot and rune reading over at Somewhat Daily Tarot and Runes. So look for both up on the blog and on the YouTube channel. And I hope you click subscribe and come back tomorrow. And this is also going to go up on Instagram, as will the Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune videos. So look for it there as well. And be good to yourself. Be good to one another. Wear a mask if you go out today. And blessed be.